Welcome back, guys, to Kids Coding Playground here to be making a aim trainer game in Scratch. You guys might have noticed we have not been uploading a lot, especially I have not been uploading a lot. It's because I'm very busy and the summer has been quite busy for me. I have a summer job and I've lost interest in making Scratch videos, but now I'm back. I think I have regained the interest to make videos. I'll try to upload whenever I am available to upload videos. So here we have our aim trainer game in Scratch. So I got the idea of this game from coding with Chris, but I changed it quite a lot. So let's play the project. Let's go full screen and let's play. So here we have aim trainer, select your crosshair. So you can click these arrows to change your crosshair. I have 4 different ones as of now. I drew 3 of them and then I got this red one from online because it looked cool. So let's just use the red one. So basically there's a countdown. It follows your mouse, and aim trainer is like basically you try to hit the target as fast as you can. So like maybe you want to get better at FPS games, first person shooter games, you can use an aim trainer. So after you get over a certain amount of score, the targets will go faster. As you can see it's a lot faster now. I'm just trying my best to, oh my god, so as you can see, I lost all my lives. So basically when you don't click one of the targets, you lose a life. So yeah, so this is aim trainer in Scratch. So if you just want to improve on your aim in like first person shooters, you can try using this aim trainer I made, and I'll be showing you guys how to make it in Scratch. So without further ado, let's start a new project. In our new project, we can rename it to aim trainer. So aim trainer, and we're gonna delete the scratch cat, and I have some sprites to import from my library. So my backpack. So here we have our, no, not this one. We have the target right here. I drew the target. Actually, it's really simple to draw. You have one circle with white filling, and then you draw another smaller one and another smaller one, so you get 3 rings. And don't forget to group it and center it right there, you see. And then next we have our crosshair. So I drew 3 of these. This was from an old project. I forgot which one. I think it was the Halloween shooting game, I think. And this crosshair we drew basically just 2 circles plus some lines. And then here we have another crosshair. This is the basic one, just a cross. And then here I got from this from online. You can probably draw this easily yourself, as it is just a circle with no fill and then just 4 rectangles. And then finally I also drew this one. It's just a red dot. It's like basically this one, but there's a red dot, so it makes your aiming a little bit better, I guess. So yeah, these are my 4 different types of crosshairs. And then here we have the wording. So this is just, we show aim trainer, select your crosshair. So now let's start coding inside the words. Okay, this is the easiest part. So all we have to do is just like make it, when you touch the mouse pointer, we want it to grow bigger and then get back smaller. So what we're going to do first, inside this wording, we're going to go when green flag clicked. Okay, let's drop this backpack down. Zoom in. When green flag clicked, we're going to set the size to 0%. 0%, and then we're going to show. And then we're going to forever loop. Forever if, we need if else, sorry. If touching the mouse pointer, so if it's touching mouse pointer, we're going to change the size. Change size. And then we're going to get the divide. So we're going to basically go like this. We're going to change the size by 120 minus the size divided by 3. So this is an old script I had from one of my older projects. It's basically just to make it pop up when you touch it and then shrink back down when you leave your mouse off of it. So we go like that, put that in here, and then we're going to set the ghost effect to 30%. Set ghost to 30. Else we can basically just duplicate this, and then we can just keep the change size and then we do 100 minus the size, and here instead we're going to set the ghost effect by -10, so it's going to fade back in. And then so basically when you play it, you see when you go over it, it ghosts and it gets bigger and then turns smaller again. So yeah, that's our text. It doesn't really it's like you don't have to add this, but like it just makes the game look a little bit better, so that's why I'm adding this script. Alright, next let's hop into our crosshair. So inside our crosshair, we're going to get when green flag is clicked, green flag is clicked, we're gonna go to the front layer. Go to the front layer with the crosshair, and then we're gonna go to this position. So I'm gonna, this is like down here, somewhere down here. So this is the position I had, -10 and -50. And then we're gonna switch the costume to crosshair 1. Crosshair 1, so it'll stay on the first one. And then next, we're going to go into our target. We'll start coding our target. We're not done with this part. We're gonna have to go back in to the crosshair later. So here inside the target, we're gonna get a when green flag clicked. So when green flag is clicked, zoom in. When green flag is clicked, we're gonna make two variables. We're gonna name one score. We're gonna name the other one lives. So you have lives and score, two of them. So we're gonna put lives in the top right and score in the top left. When green flag clicked, we're gonna set lives and we're gonna set the score to 0, and then we're gonna set the size to 0% in the beginning. Set size to 0%, and then we're gonna hide. We're gonna hide the target in the beginning. And then next, okay, so now we're gonna add some other sprites. We're gonna have to paint them. So first, not paint. I mean from the library, I got a button, right? So we're gonna delete this one. We're just gonna use the button. So we're gonna get text. I use marker, I think. I set to black, and then we're gonna write inside the button, or I'm gonna write start. So this is obviously to start the game. When you press the button, it starts. Gonna make it bigger. So here we have our start button. Start button right here. And then next we can get one more. This is would paint this one, is the countdown sprite. So basically when you start the game, it wants to go like 3, 2, 1, and then tells you to start. So it will give the player a little bit of time to ready up. So we're gonna zoom in 3. We're obviously gonna enlarge this a lot more. Yep, I think that's good. 3, maybe a little bit smaller actually. It might be a little bit too big. 3, duplicate. This will do 2. Don't forget to center your sprites as well. 1, because they're different sizes, so you might have to move it a little bit. So you get 3, 2, 1, and then duplicate it one more time, and then start. Start, exclamation mark. And then we're gonna make this a little bit smaller. Maybe like that. Okay, that's good. So now we're gonna rename the costume. This should be 3, this should be called 2, this should be called 1, and then we're gonna rename this one to start. Oops, I misspelled it. Start. Okay. So we're gonna rename this to countdown. This could just be called button. So inside, okay, now let's work on the start button. Okay. So inside the start button, we're gonna drag and drop the same code. So when you wanna move your mouse over it, we're gonna enlarge it as well. So we're gonna have that inside the button as well. And then when green flag is clicked, we're going to do wait until, and we're gonna get an and. So wait until it's touching the mouse pointer and mouse down. So basically when you're clicking down on the button. So it's gonna wait until you're clicking on the button. And once you are, we're gonna broadcast a message. We're gonna name it countdown. Oops, countdown. And then we're gonna wait a 0.25 second. Give it a little bit delay, because sometimes when you click too fast, it will actually like stay there. Because after that, we're gonna make it stop other scripts in the sprite. So that's why we need a little bit wait. So here we have our start button. You can see, as you can see, it just like kind of gets big and then back to small. Okay, and we're gonna set. I forgot to set the position of it. I think I had -10. I think -60 as my thing. Let's see, how does that look? Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, so -10, -60. I believe that's what I had. Maybe a little bit lower actually, because we have the other stuff, so we have to put that on top. Yeah, so that works. I just checked, it was -10, -130. You can put it to however you like. I just like it like this. So yeah, it's kind of good position. You guys can position it wherever you want. I'll just keep it at this position. Alright, so here we have our start. And next we want to get some more sprites. We're going to get the arrows. So arrow. So we just duplicate it. So we're going to name this arrow arrow, right. And then this one can be named left. left, and then basically in left we're going to delete all the costumes except for the left one. And for right, we're going to delete everything except for the right. So we have a right arrow and a left arrow. So what we're going to do is position the right arrow and left arrow to the sides, like about right here. So this thing should be in the middle, and then these should be in the side. I think I have the coordinates, so I'm going to use whatever I have. So what we're going to do next is when green flag clicked. So this is inside the right arrow, by the way. So when green flag is clicked, we're going to show, and then go to 80, and then go to -50, forever, if, and then we're going to get an and, so we're going to get if touching mouse pointer and mouse down, touching mouse pointer and mouse down. So basically, if you're clicking down on the arrows, we're going to broadcast a message right here saying right. So you're going to move to the right, and then we're going to wait until not mouse down, so you can't just hold the button. So we're going to wait until not mouse down. Okay, so now we have our right arrow script. And also one more thing, we can just drag and drop this into our right arrow. We also have this script to make it bigger right here. Okay, and then right here we can just, in the left one, it's pretty much the same thing. And then in the left one, we're just going to have to change the coordinates. And so we're going to do -100 and then -50. We'll do that. And then right here, this is all the same, except we're going to broadcast left. And we'll keep this as well. We need to keep this. Oh, wait, I did it in the wrong one. Oops, I think I just have to change it back. Alright, sorry about that. I actually accidentally did it in the right one, so you're supposed to do it in the left one. We're going to drag and drop this as well on the left. And for the left, we're going to, instead, we're going to do -100, -50. We'll keep all of this, and instead of broadcasting right, we broadcast new message. We're going to name it left. Okay, and then one more thing. When I receive countdown, we're going to hide, and then we're going to stop other scripts in the sprite. So basically, when the game is starting, we're going to hide and stop other scripts. We'll put this in the right arrow as well. Okay, so now we have our left and right arrow keys. As you can see, when you click on it, it does nothing as of now. It's because we have not added the code to go to the next costume. So how will we do that? Right here in the broadcast right and left, what we do is we're going to go into our crosshair. Inside our crosshair, we're going to do when I receive right, we're going to go switch costume. We're going to switch costume to, we're going to use the addition. So switch costume to costume number +1 because you're going to the right. And then for left, we can just do, we're going to receive left, and instead of adding it, we're going to have to minus because we're going back one costume. So we're using minus, or you can add a -1. It just looks cleaner when you do minus. So -1. And then when I receive countdown, we're going to allow the crosshair to follow the mouse cursor. So we're going to set the mouse X and mouse Y to, we're going to set the Y and X to the mouse X and mouse Y, set X to mouse X, and set Y to mouse Y. So here you go. There's all the code inside the crosshair. So here, as you can see, when you click the right, as you can see, it switches to the next crosshair. And when you go left, it goes to the previous crosshair. And obviously you can add more crosshairs so the player has more options to pick from. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the crosshairs. Now we can work on the countdown. So when you click start, as you can see, nothing happens. We also have to hide everything else when you click start. So when you click start, we're also going to do when I receive countdown, we're going to hide the text. We should also hide the button. When I receive countdown, we're going to hide the button. So when you start, everything should be gone except for the cursor. And now we're going to do the countdown. So for the countdown, we have the 3, 2, 1, start. The code is really simple for the countdown. So when green flag is clicked, we are going to go to 0, 0. So we're going to the center, the origin, and then we're going to switch the costume to 3, which is the first costume. switch costume to 3, and then we're going to hide. When I receive countdown, we're going to show the number, and then we're going to switch costume to 3, wait 1 second, and then switch costume to 2, and then we're going to switch costume to 1, and we're going to switch the costume to start. And then we're going to wait a 0.5 seconds after that, just to give the player a little bit of time to get ready. And then we're going to hide the sprites, hide the countdown. And then we're going to broadcast a message. We're going to name it start. Start. So this is to actually start the game. So the aim trainer will start when you broadcast start. And then we're going to stop other scripts in the sprite. Okay. So here is all the code for the countdown. So right here, when we click start, we want our desired crosshair. We're going to click start. 3, 2, 1, start. And obviously that broadcast does nothing because we have not used it yet. So now we're going to use the start. So we're going to go into our target. So inside our target, we are going to, when I receive start, we are going to forever. And then we're going to go to a random position. Go to random position. And then we're going to create a clone of myself. And then we're going to wait 1 second. So this is before you get 10 score. So after 10 score, we want the targets to spawn a little quicker. So we're going to get if then. If score is greater than or equal to 10. So let's make the speed increase start at 10. So if, oops, not there. So if the score is greater than or equal to 10, we are going to go to a random position. So we're going to have to actually use this again. Normally, if you were just to make one speed, you could just add go to random position. You wouldn't have to add this again. But the reason we're adding it again is because it's too fast and the target can't pick a random position fast enough. So 2 targets will usually end up spawning on top of each other, which we don't want. So we wanted to find a new random position every time it increases in speed. So we are going to create a clone of myself, and then we're going to wait 0.5 seconds. So instead of waiting 1 second, I was going to wait half a second. I'm going to duplicate it again. If score is greater than or equal to 20, then we're going to use the same script, and we're going to do quarter second next. And right here, 0.1 second, and then right here we'll do 0.1 second for 30 and up. And after this, I'll show you what happens when you actually remove the go to random position, because sometimes 2 targets will end up spawning on top of each other, like I said. So here is all the code for the clones. Now we have to do the command when I start as a clone. So when I start as a clone, so inside that game aim trainer, like online, the targets kind of like fade in, get big, and then fade out and become small again and disappear. So this is what we want to make. So we're going to make it show when I start as a clone. We're going to make it show. Set the size to 0. Set the size to 0%. Sorry. And then we're going to do repeat 10 times. Repeat 10 times. And then we're going to change size by 10. Change size by 10. And then we're going to wait a quarter second before becoming small again. So we'll give the player a little bit of time to click, and then it'll go away. So, and then we're going to repeat 10 times, and then this time we're going to fade back out, so we're going to change the size by -10. And then after that, we're going to change the lives by -1 if the player did not was not able to get to the target in time, and then we're going to delete the clone. Okay. And one more thing, 2 more things. When I start as a clone, okay, so that's all the code right there. So right here, we're going to do when I start as a clone forever. So basically this is to make it only click once. So if touching, oh, sorry, not to click once. This is when you click it, you'll get score. So when I start as a clone forever, if it's touching and mouse down. So we're going to do touching crosshair. So if it's touching the crosshair, let's move this up here so it's easier to see. To the side, maybe down here, okay. Right here. If touching crosshair and mouse down, then we will change score by 1. Change the score by 1, and then we're going to delete this clone. delete this clone. And then finally, one more when green flag is clicked. This is basically when you have no more lives. So when green flag is clicked, forever. If lives are equal to 0, so if lives are equal to 0, then we will stop all. Okay, so this is all the code for the target. So you can pause the video if you're missing anything and add it here. So this is the target. Okay. Okay, so now let's test out the game. So here you can see we can change the cursor. Let's just use this one. And 3, 2, 1, countdown. Let's click, 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 click. Yep, so as you can see, it is working. Let's see if the speed increases after I get 10 score. As you can see, I'm pretty sure it is increasing right now. Okay, 20. Okay, it should be even faster. It is. Oh, okay. I think I might have to turn up my mouse sensitivity for this. This is quite difficult. Okay. As you can see, I just lost there. So I'll show you guys what happens when you take out the right here. As you can see, there's like a the weight random position, right? Let's say if I move that out. Let's just set my score to 30. Set score to 30. Just so I can demonstrate this. So set the score to 30. Okay, start the game, set it to 30. As you can see, usually sometimes as you can see right there, you can see two targets are spawning on top of each other, as you can see. I might edit it like a slow motion and zoom in. I'll show you that 2 targets are actually on top of each other. So yeah, we don't want that. Because it's too fast, it doesn't have time to generate a new position. So that's why you have to add that. So yeah, as you can see, this is our aim trainer in Scratch. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.